The Santander Caterham 310R Championship is in action this weekend from the majestic Donington Park Grand Prix circuit, a track that has played host to some of UK motorsport's most famous events over the years. Coming into this weekend, it's Jay McCormack with the points lead, but Tom Grensinger's double win from Spa last time out has moved him into third place within 6 points of Gordon Sawyer in second. Well, it's Gordon Sawyer on pole today for our first race at Donington Park, with Matt Topham alongside him on that front row. However, with the racing around here set to involve an awful lot of overtaking, those grid positions could turn out to be fairly irrelevant. Lee Bristow we're on board with there. He lines up from 7th. He'll be looking to try and move a bit further forward in the early stages. In a race that is about to get underway now. The red lights go out, away we go, and the rush towards Redgate Corner begins. By the time they arrive there, they'll already be doing around about 100 miles an hour or so, and they'll be right on top of each other, with Gordon Sawyer holding the race lead just about. Jay McCormack complete to second place. Matt Topham has gone backwards rather after his front row starting position has not yielded a front of the pack position out of the first corner. Down through the crane and curves we come then. You can see just how close and just how quick it is. Oh, and a lock-up midway down the hill there for Lee Bristow. That nearly ended in tears. Thankfully, contact was, I think, avoided, as in the low, late afternoon sun, the field looking splendid as it makes its way through the old head. One car slow on the exit of the corner, probably after a moment. Already, though, we've had our first lead change. Jay McCormack out in front now, Sawyer down to second place, and that looks like Topham in third, but actually going for second as they go through the right-hander at McLean's. Number 30 coming through there, that's Ben Gillias. He started 8th on the grid. He's still running around there now, I think. As the field pours its way through the far end of the track, there's Andrew Perry there, the number 11 car. Now he started 10th and appears to have lost a couple of positions from where he started. Side by side for the race lead again though. Matt Topham now, as soon as he started to drop down the order, has immediately begun his climb back to the front, which is completed at the chicane. He runs straight on. Oh, and so too, actually, in second place does Jay McCormack, and so it will be, I think, Gordon Sawyer, the pole sitter, who will probably come out of all of this with the race lead again, or maybe not. He's still trying to complete the manoeuvre, and McCormack goes back up the inside of both of them. Oh, they're never going to get through the corner without contact, surely. Then Gillias appeared from absolutely nowhere, and poor old Tom Grensinger ended up getting mugged there and muscled out wide. I think he's about 7th-ish as they go up the hill now into the final corner. McCormack appears to have the race lead back again, with Topham in second place. And then that might be Donald Henshaw in third. Yes, it is. It's the number 19 of Donald Henshaw, the Scottish driver, into third position. Fourth place then for Sawyer. And then everybody else trying to be fifth as they make their way down towards Redgate once again. And now Henshaw going for second up the inside of Topham. He made that one stick. Topham was turning in, and for some reason on the exit of the corner, the race leader McCormack is slow. So they're all going to keep bunching back together again as they head down the hill into the old hairpin. Brilliant racing that we're being treated to already here, as we sort of expected would be the case. McCormack has held on to the lead then from Topham, Henshaw and Sawyer, and then in 5th position is the number 29 car, which is Tim Child, from 12th on the grid. That's not been a bad start, has it? Back up the hill again, and is Matt Topham about to have a go at getting this race lead back? He wasn't close enough. Henshaw's got Sawyer around the outside of him through McLean's. Behind, yeah, there was some shuffling going on with Tom Grensinger, I think, up into 6th and now going for 5th place on the inside into Cox. He won't quite get 5th, but he does fend off Pete Walters in the black number 88 car, who stays in 7th position. Almost impossible, though, to keep up with all of the changes of position. We'll try and focus on the lead changes, though, of which there have already been several, and another one now as they hit the brakes into the chicane is possibly on the card, with Matt Topham going around the outside there. Henshaw loses third place for Sawyer, but then in typical Caterham 310R fashion tries to immediately take it back again on the exit of the corner. So McCormack is still in the lead. 3 and 4 abreast further back though. At the inside comes Lee Bristow. We're on board with him. That was a good move. Came from about 8th to 6th there. That's at least 2 cars on the run down into the Melbourne Loop. As you can see by the readout on his steering wheel, still 26 minutes to go in this race, but you'd think it was the last lap given the way that they're all jockeying for position. Whilst overtaking is easy in Caterham racing, relatively speaking, you still need to try and get the best track position you can, because it's all about positioning yourself in the best possible spot for the final couple of laps. To do that, though, you need to make sure you're part of that lead group. Donald Henshaw is, but you also be further up it, and he does now go into second place, past Matt Topham into Redgate Corner. Matt, though, gets a better exit from the corner. They bang wheels, bit of damage done to the right rear bodywork there on Henshaw's car. As Topham elbows his way back through, but Jay McCormack now starting to make a bit of a break. Now, if he can break the toe, then he might be able to have a fairly easy remaining run to the flag, but That's highly unlikely given just how competitive this racing tends to be. Here goes the brake car then, Simon Sharrock in the midfield through the old hairpin. Leaders though at the top of the hill now. 3 McLeans once again over the curb. Everyone nice and tidy this time around. Donald Henschel there, the number 19 car, losing touch slightly with Matt Topham, but since Topham is catching the leader, I think we're all going to concertina back together again before the end of the lap. One car in the gravel a bit further back there and rejoining. Didn't quite catch the number on that car, but it's going to rejoin almost at the back of the field. As at the front of the field, another change of lead. Matt Topham back in front, on board with Tom Grensinger, looking at the inside of Gordon Sawyer. That's for 4th place into the chicane. Gordon a bit sideways through it though, and so Grensinger gets better exit. Now Grensinger could do with getting past Sawyer. Remember, these two are fighting for 2nd place in the points at the moment, with Sawyer 6 points ahead coming into this race. So Grensinger will be keen to try and get past him if he can, and he's going to lever his way through. Lee Bristow then sees the chance to follow him through and will make the move stick. No, he won't. Sawyer should just about hang on to what is, I think, the 6th position on the run up the hill. DPR Motorsport squad, very, very well-renowned Caterham team, and Gordon Sawyer's car clearly doing the business this year. He's been up at the sharp end pretty much all season long, with those fantastic 4 victories on the trot at the start of the season. Bit of a mid-season slump, but he's back on form again now this weekend. And 4th into Redgate Corner, Bristow 5th. 6th place then for number 88, Pete Walters. Then Tom Grensinger lost out a bit there, trying to fight back again. Leading 3 though are now back as 1, so it's McCormack from Topham, from Henschel, the top 3. Down into the old hairpin they go. Big lock up further back there from one car, trying to get up the inside through the right hand. That's the 28 car of Harry Senior, who possibly as a result of that will be a bit slow on the exit of the corner and lose a position to Andrew Perry. Here's the start of the race from Tom Grensinger's viewpoint. Gets an okay start, not as good as Jay McCormack though. Look, the blue car with the red stripe in front on an absolute mission straight into 2nd position into Redgate Corner. Around the outside goes Henschel, and they keep it clean, giving each other just enough room on the exit of the corner. But Jay McCormack with a really good start there from 3rd on the grid to immediately be challenging for the race lead into the 1st corner. Battling going on further back here. The 47 car about to lose a position, it would seem, as they turn through the head. That's James Wingfield on the outside line, but as is always the case through this Melbourne loop, the outside of Melbourne gives you the inside line before the final turn. So if you can hang tough around the outside of the first part of the loop, you've got the inside for the second part. Now Gordon Sawyer's got the race lead away, but Jay McCormack is back up the inside again into the first corner. The 25 car goes back ahead, slides a bit wide on the exit, but should do enough to hang on. Bit of damage I noticed to the front of Gordon Sawyer's car as well. The front bodywork just popped a bit loose. That won't be helping his aerodynamics, but in the slipstream shouldn't hurt him too much. Henschel is still 3rd, by the way, with Topham 4th. I think that's Tom Grensinger. Yes, he's in 5th position. 6th is Lee Bristow. And 7th now for the 88 of Pete Walters. Climbing uphill, top 2 starting to detach themselves slightly from the group behind, but if they start really battling for the lead, so everybody else is going to catch them pretty rapidly. Oh, wide there, further back, and then just behind the number 15 car, also having made good progress actually in this race. And that car, David Yates, started 19th on the grid. He's already now running in the top 10. Back on board with Lee Bristow then, down the exhibition straight. Over the hump in the road, down into the braking chicane. This is the lead battle in front of us, so they have all now grouped back together again. One car running a bit wide, might have been Matt Topham there. Tom Grensinger gets up the inside and goes into 4th, is that, as they go over the hill. Now Lee Bristow tries to follow him through as well, gets to the inside line. Nice opportunistic driving there. Gordon Sawyer gets hung out to dry at the front meanwhile, so it's McCormack from Topham from Sawyer, the top 3 now. Grensinger we're on board with now in 4th. Sawyer then, look at the run that he gets in the slipstream, even on a relatively short straight up into the Goddard's hairpin. In the end, he wasn't able to complete the manoeuvre under braking, but he got awfully close to doing so. We've got someone up our inside there, not sure who that might be. Oh, it's Donald Henschel. Grensinger maybe missed gear there, I think, as he came out of the hairpin, just didn't accelerate as quickly as he should have done. So through also will go Pete Walters and Lee Bristow. Gordon Sawyer has a real block thrown on him by Jay McCormack, and that really delayed them both into the corner. So Matt Topham comes around the outside into 2nd place. We're getting into the closing stages of this race now. So the intensity level starting to build and build, lap by lap, corner by corner, as they all start trying to jockey for position and get into the position that they want to be in, going on to the final lap. And that isn't always first place, because you are a bit of a sitting duck when you're in front of one of these queues of cars. especially with the long, sweeping, high-speed nature of this Donington Park Grand Prix circuit. Lee Bristow then to the left-hand side of Tom Grensinger. That's the outside for McLean. Watch for the cutback here on the exit, because Grensinger, in theory, with the tight line in, should be a bit slower on the way out of the corner. Look at what's going on in front of us. What a grandstand view Lee Bristow's got of the leaders as they turn through Coppice Corner. One car out wide might be Pete Walters. We've got a really good run though. Lee Bristow might be able to get to the inside here, but the road is blocked. Where do you go? There are caterhams absolutely everywhere. There's smoke there coming from, is that Matt Topham on the right-hand side of the road? Yes, it was. Look at that damage to the front of Topham's car, and that's a radiator that's been done, I think. Now that will be leaving radiator fluid all over the track. He's sliding on his own fluid there as he comes through the chicane. But Matt Topham, unfortunately, having been in this lead group all race long, I fear is about to drop out of the race altogether. The question will be whether it affects anyone else around him down to the hairpin. Yes, they're all locking up. Oh, Andrew Perry nearly sideswipes Lee Bristow there as they lock up into the hairpin. That was all because of that radiator fluid that was being dropped by the Matt Topham car. Matt, I think, is still running somewhere in this group. There he is. Look down into the... Oh, look, it's spewing fluid out everywhere. And finally, he gets the message and pulls off. But Matt Topham, you could argue, probably should have done that a few corners earlier. The state of the front of the car with fluid all over it. So he's clearly run into the back of someone at some point, and that has now put him out of the race. There's also damage there to the front of Tim Child's pink number 29 car. David Yates is around the outside of him. He's sporting a war wound as well, missing the right rear wing on his number 15 car. Gordon Sawyer, though, has the race lead away from Jay McCormack. Now, it's not that often we've seen McCormack out of the lead of this race for long, so I'm sure he's going to try and fight back if he can. Pete Walters is third, then Henshaw and Grensinger fourth and fifth. So points-wise, this is looking good for McCormack. He's behind Sawyer, but he came into this round 22 points in front of him, so he can afford to lose a couple of points to the yellow machine. Oh, Walters and Henshaw getting together at McLean's, and Grensinger says thank you very much. I'll move through into third position if you don't mind. Didn't place a corner earlier. Can he do anything about the leading two, or is that gap between second and third going to be too much? Oh well, this might actually put a spanner in the works, because off has gone Doug Christie up at McLean's, I think that is. And this is how he got there. Oh, there was a spin for Harry Landy, and Christie, unsighted, had nowhere to go and absolutely clobbered the stricken number 21 car. And because of those two cars being in dangerous positions, the red flag has been thrown. Both drivers, as we can see, are out of the cars, well, what's left of them anyway. That was not the way we wanted the race to end. OK, though, for Jay McCormack, who is classified your race winner, with Gordon Sawyer dropping back down to second place. Donald Henshaw was third, Pete Walters fourth, and Tom Grensinger in fifth position. McCormack, though, will extend his points lead.
Yeah, it was fantastically close racing between the whole front bunch, but very, very clean, actually exceptionally clean. At one stage, I think we were 3 abreast into the chicane, and no contact, everyone got through, so maximum respect to the rest of the lads. To Gordy, we had some fantastic close racing. What it's all about, isn't it, you know? Everyone's back here in one piece.
Yeah, it was a brilliant race. It was good to have a fair battle with Jay for the first time this season. Whenever we beat each other, it seems to be a bit of a gap between us, or accidents and stuff. But yeah, no, it was good, hard, fair racing.
Well, Jay McCormack was able to back up his race 1 victory with a podium in race 2 to leave Donington Park exactly the same distance ahead of Sawyer as he was when he arrived here. 22 points in it, going to the final round. So a good weekend then for McCormack. 2 races to go at Brands Hatch next time.